keep that in the podcast. That means we're on a streak where every episode.
But we are fully infected.
Maybe we should put that in the outtakes.
That's why. It's not about Strepsils. It's about the fucking. Which one did you give me?
Lockets.
No, Strepsils are better than Lockets.
Strepsils are the real deal. Lockets are your sweeties. Strepsils
I realised the
actually
difference.
medicated.
Yeah, I was briefly medicated. No, I just have more saliva.
Mine shot.
Sorry.
Okay, and welcome to the Don Folasko Entertainment Podcast. I'm Ben Mansour.
I'm Hassan Okoli.
And we are joined by Jack Fox.
Hello, Internet Land.
Hello, Internet Land. Today is our election episode. We've got election erections. And I'll tell you what's rock hard. Knowing who to vote for.
Hey, I like it, man.
We don't normally rehearse jokes. That one we did rehearse. No, I like the freedom of making as
I didn't quite know how to respond to it.
Yeah, am I supposed to laugh?
I was like... Also, if I am feeling kind of hard anyway, it's...
Definitely hard work feeling hard, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought I didn't want to misconstrue
Do you know what
erection.
Do you know what I've just realised? I'm wearing a green sweater in front of the green screen.
You're mental.
I'm gonna be like Kang from the fucking TMNT. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know the fucking brain boy?
The guy who looks
belly
like
guy.
Yeah.
That's horrific.
Yeah.
What was that guy about?
Have you heard about these? Like, they're called like organoids or something. They've started making like out of stem cells and shit. Started making artificial brains.
What the fuck?
Artificial human brains. Yeah. But like very basic ones. But they've gotten them to such a level where some of them like respond to light and stuff.
Organoids.
Yeah, something weird like that.
Why would you own a villainous organization that's clearly going against God? Yeah. Why would you give yourself such a villainous name?
I think they justify it by being like they can do like dementia tests on it and stuff. But you know the Chinese, they've been putting it like in other animals' brains, other animals' bodies. Sorry.
No, man.
Supposedly. Don't quote me on that.
I mean, you can say the Chinese do anything.
I might have just dreamt that.
The word organoids is brilliant, though.
Look out.
Organoid.
Organoid!
Sorry, anyway.
Okay, so before we talk our political discourse, a few things from the news this week. So, a man in Cardiff, it's a hilarious video, actually, if you put it up.
It's already there.
It's already there.
Yeah.
It's a man walking. He's walking on the first floor of Wetherspoons, and they've just put up a giant Christmas tree. He falls over the first floor onto the Christmas tree, ruining Christmas for Wetherspoon employees all across the UK.
Is he alive?
He's alive.
Oh, okay.
He actually gave an excuse. I was pissed.
What a Grinch.
What a great... Well, I think he was saying, I was pissed and I felt Christmassy. Everyone's pissed off at him and he just wanted to have a lot of fun.
Wait, so he jumped intentionally on it?
I don't know. I think he was trying to slide down the banister of the stairs, but fell over the side. And luckily there was a Christmas tree because otherwise he'd be dead.
Yeah.
Christmas saves another life.
Fucking hell, yeah.
That's just Wetherspoons.
Have you ever seen those? To be honest, I've seen like giant Christmas trees. You know the ones that are like 20 feet tall, and I've thought about jumping on them before.
I'm sure there's isn't there like a rush hour where they do that or something? There's a Jackie Chan. There's a Jackie Chan where he fucks himself up with all the lights, isn't it?
And he like falls down like 100 feet or something.
I think
down the shopping centre, isn't it? When he's sliding down the things.
And he famously fucked himself up.
Yeah, he did. What a way to fuck yourself up.
Maybe Jingle All the Way. Did that happen in Jingle All the Way?
Maybe.
Jump on a Christmas. You know what it more likely happened in? Not Jingle... Oh, Jingle All the Way. Yeah, I was thinking of True Lies. No, it didn't happen in True Lies.
There was snow in True Lies, though.
Jingle All the Way is a classic Christmas film. Sinbad.
Shit, yeah, he isn't.
I never put two and two together.
Sinbad isn't.
Sinbad.
Yeah.
Sinbad.
God damn.
That must have been what pushed him over the edge.
Yeah. What do you think pushed that guy over the edge to jump on the tree?
You.
All my angry.
What pushed me over the edge? So this one's a funny one. Passengers on an economy flight rage because enough is enough.
Oh shit.
One of the passengers had snuck onto the plane a tiny horse.
On an economy flight.
On an economy flight.
They
On a
literally...
Did he try and
I don't know if it was Ryanair, but on a Ryanair equivalent.
Well, in the hand
We don't
luggage
know that, we
as
don't
well.
know.
Not even like trying to bring it on with him. Not
He had it with him underneath the seat. I don't know. It's tiny.
So he didn't even.
little
Surely you
Jordan.
try and put it in like the big luggage.
I don't know.
That's amazing.
I don't know how he stuck it on.
Shit, man. My Little Pony, eh?
But imagine how angry you'd be. But you wouldn't be angry. I don't think I would be angry. I think I'd be like, what? Oh no, this isn't right. There's a horse.
Yeah, but I feel a lot of people cooing over it,
I
probably.
reckon everyone would be like, oh.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
think you can do
yeah, like,
it.
trying to feed it like fucking
Hey.
but
Hey.
instead they have to get the fucking Twix, the £2 euro, the €2 Twix from the
Do
fucking.
you think it'd be like, he only eats polos?
From the,
He only eats
Yeah.
polos.
Yeah.
Don't want to give him polos.
It's like only polos.
Only polos. And that's the enough is enough.
Yeah.
Hey.
Did you know where the flight was to and from? Was he trying to like?
I didn't actually read the article. I should have done.
That's alright.
Bit of research never hurt anyone.
You just need to read
It
the
was,
headline.
I
and
imagine
then
from
you-
Georgia, somewhere shit like that,
Yeah.
to maybe Hungary. It's another place that's shit.
Nah, probably England.
Yeah,
England, do you
I was
think
just
so?
thinking what would be
We
the
fly
purpose
horses
of trying
to
to bring it in.
Yeah. You
Like,
know, that's their gambit,
It'll
man.
be
That's
like
their thing.
for the Christmas season. You know, they'll probably dress it up as a reindeer. Or something.
Yeah,
Also,
and
Georgia and
yeah.
Hungary, if you're listening from those places, they're not really that shit. Just a bit
To
shit.
be honest, I have no experience of them, so they could well be.
They're probably shit.
I
One of
imagine
them-
it smells.
One of them tried so hard to be
I just know
good.
it from making hungry jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them tried so hard to be good that it nicked the English flag, and
Yeah.
it still was shit.
Yeah, they nicked St. George
St.
from
George.
England.
From England,
Made
where
it.
it originated. Well, I'm sure
Because
like,
everyone knows he's English.
he must be
Yeah.
English, as fucking milking your tea, mate.
Are you joking? You know the whole thing. He's Palestinian or something.
For real?
He's-
I didn't know he's Palestinian. I thought
No,
he's.
Alright, Imam Khomeini Jack. Imam Jack.
Someone has to fact check round here. Fact check UK round here. So, no, honestly, he's like Lebanese. He's Middle Eastern.
Why the English take?
Because we appropriate everything.
Yeah.
Talking. That's an
And
appropriate
Hassan,
time
I hate to
talk.
break it to you, bro, but there might have been a dragon, you know.
No.
You guys,
Sorry.
we appropriate.
That's
Can,
like-
can you say we appropriate everything again one more time? Because I did a really good segue, but we didn't.
Okay.
Go on.
We appropriate everything. Okay?
That's an appropriate time to move on.
You didn't need that segue. You couldn't. You didn't need us to bring it back.
I know. You know what's funny is that you'll hear me say it the first time,
Yeah.
and you'll get your chuckle, and then when you hear it again, it's even funnier.
In your head, maybe. I don't know. But fucking, let's do it.
Okay, so this is the election episode, so we have some political themed questions for you today. And we've got a political analyst, Mr. Jack Fox. He's going to answer your questions, and he's going to let you know, is it better to be red or dead?
First things first,
Yeah.
you got to sit cross-legged and straight your chin.
Ooh, it hurts a bit.
Do you already feel like you know more about what you're talking
I
about?
feel like I know a lot more about what I'm talking about.
Cool. I'm just giving you a few tips.
First question comes in from Mr. Samuel Essegreen in northwest England. He says, for Jack, is Margaret Thatcher my dad?
His dad or your dad?
His, well, first one then the other.
Is he the bastard love child of
Thatcher
Thatcher?
and Major?
Probably.
I don't know.
Probably.
Not knowing this guy, because it's, you know, the
Just
Joe
a guy.
Public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
Samuel Gressant. Is that what I
say-
said?
No,
You
Samuel Essegreen
Essegreen.
Very English name.
He's an Englishman.
from the northwest of England.
Thatcher is his dad. Yes, yeah, we can
Well, he's
assume,
talking.
right?
He's talking in metaphors, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's like,
Okay.
is
Oh.
Thatcher a dad? Is
like the mother of our
Thatcher,
country?
Yeah, like you know what I mean. But because she was such a like iron trousered
Lazy.
lady,
Yeah.
is
Oh.
it that she was like a man?
She was like a dad.
She's like a dad man,
Not just any man, a dad.
just a dad man.
And what would be wrong
A
with that?
man.
A man. But she,
Dad
you know
and
what I mean?
man.
She put the man and man.
She put
that
the-
doesn't
oh my
work.
God.
That doesn't
Yes, man. That's where that started.
Exactly,
Margaret
from
Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher. From Maggie.
So in a way, she's all of our dads.
I mean,
Yeah.
you wouldn't want her to be your mum because
Yeah.
she was best mates with Jimmy Savile.
Ooh, she was, wasn't she?
So, logistically,
Surely you wouldn't also want her to be your dad if she was best mates with
you
Savile.
just wouldn't want to affiliate with her in general
Yeah,
if you
probably.
had a child or just
Yeah.
lived.
I didn't know.
Or lived, yeah. Or lived.
I didn't know.
You had a life.
That when you know the Roxy in Brixton, the cinema, yeah?
Yeah.
When Margaret Thatcher died, they changed like all, you know where what's showing, you know that like the board at the front of the Roxy.
Yeah.
They changed it to Margaret Thatcher or like the bitch is dead or some shit. And they had like a fucking hippie.
Probably the witch is dead.
The witches, whatever anyway. But they had like a hippie dancing party for her dying.
Was it like in what's that film called, The Wicker Man, where Christopher Lee is like, I know what they're doing this one.
They should have done that.
But I was scantily clad women.
Doing the naked wall dance.
Sadly not. It was all like heavily dressed ladies with like 10 layers on. And
what's funny is that when
hair.
the Iron Lady died, they were all dressed in iron.
What?
Anyway, so this question comes in from Stuyven Brown.
Stuyven. Hey, Stuyven.
No, he doesn't. That's the next question.
Oh.
This?
It's not Stuyven.
It's not Stuyven.
Okay.
That's the next question.
Cool.
Can you just take it back? Just let me take it back.
We'll delete that.
Just let me take it back.
We'll cut it. Man.
Anyway.
If I could turn
I'm sorry, let's not take that back. This next question comes from Andrew Flaus. That's his real name. Andrew
Is
Flaus.
that his handle on Twitter or something?
No, that's his proper real name, his God-given name. We all know that Corbyn is a bloodthirsty communist. But did you know he is fast friends with Sajid Quimain, terrorist responsible for the cock bomber of '98? The cock bombers.
The famous cock bombings.
There's utterly no informed information about this, but I'll ask anyway. Sorry, this is all utterly unfounded, is what he says.
Right, okay.
But I'll ask you anyway. Isn't it true that Diane Abbott once laid a cable so Corbyn could pop one off in a public toilet?
That's a two-part slanderous question right there.
Yeah, so they're trying to say that not only is Corbyn friends with Sajid Quimain, the cock bomber, infamous cock bomber of '98. That was the same year World Cup '98.
Oh, that's why you didn't hear about it.
That's why it was swept under the carpet. Yeah. But also, they planned to blow up a public toilet. Diane Abbott laid a cable. Jeremy Corbyn popped one off.
Like kind of like the Bugs Bunny. What the fuck is that? Roadrunner. Roadrunner.
Roadrunner. Two different characters.
Yeah, but still.
I do think because like she's a complete liability, right? Even whether you like them or not, you can quite objectively say she's pretty. Much
that's why the public toilet probably didn't.
That's what I'm saying. So I've always thought, does she just know about his? Because she's on record as getting on with him, isn't she?
Did she?
Yeah, back in it's back in the 70s. They got it on.
No,
she must have been
it's like on record.
She must have been way hotter then.
I mean,
no, I didn't
younger.
know that.
Yeah,
That's it. Younger. I imagine he was younger too.
Oh, yeah.
The 70s. How old is she?
I don't know. In their
late
prime time.
60s at least.
But anyway,
60s.
That's what I think.
He's got her in a top job. So
Late
I always
60s.
thought, is she just know about his dirty perversions?
His dirty doing.
Saxophone plays every time she enters a room with him alone.
Yeah. It would make sense. Maybe she makes. I don't know. If you're a communist, wouldn't your sexual performance be really bland and non-self-indulgent? Because you can't be indulgent,
for
right?
For the country, innit?
So you'd be wearing grey.
Yeah.
If anything.
Yeah.
And you'd have as little movement as possible.
Because you need to share the movement out?
Yeah, exactly. It would maybe. It
wouldn't be fair for one man to be better at sex than another.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe he just doesn't have a dick.
Well, why would you need one?
If you're a real communist,
well, he wouldn't
have a dick.
I mean, like, he was part of the cock bombings.
He was part of the cock bombers.
So, like,
hold on.
Cock bombers.
So, are we?
We're linking these all. It takes people like us to link the connect the dots. You know.
Was it his? Was he
Dickless.
warped by being dickless?
He was
so
dickless.
He wanted everyone else to
it
be
was
dickless.
a fact. He was dickless at around '98, World Cup '98. Okay. When Zidane helped France win the World Cup.
Zidane?
What? We've cracked it.
What year was 9/11?
9/11. 2001. 2001. 3 years later.
Exactly 1 year before the next World Cup.
2002.
He had to.
What happened that year?
Cock bombing.
France was shit.
France lost that, didn't they? They didn't
That's
win.
all I'm saying.
That's the connection right there. Saddam, Zidane, Cox, bombing. Corbyn's a communist cock bomber.
Communist cock bomber.
Communist cockless.
Thank you.
Cock bomber.
I mean, you're welcome, Boris. There you go. You just won the Conservatives the election.
I mean, we're doing a job for it, aren't we?
You know what I mean? Give us a bit. Give us a bit of that fucking.
She came out of this shit. Though.
Give us a bit of that fucking funding for your prime ministerial run, man.
Here's quite a funny thing. Jo Swinson, she's the leader of the Liberal Democrats. Our audience probably don't know that. Cause
I didn't know that as well, man. I didn't know.
They're not the intelligentsia.
They're not, not like us. We're the cream of the crop. We wouldn't fit in communist England because we'd rise to the top and then be fucking beheaded.
Yeah.
Even if it was a communist system, we're so amazing.
Ooh, wouldn't it be funny if you had a taste of Jeremy Corbyn's famous gulag?
Yeah.
Ooh, make it with veg. Bit of veg.
Made of real human flesh.
He he grows his own veg, doesn't he?
He does. You see, in that last debate, it was quite funny when they said, you know, when they do these like cheesy questions to try and be like, yes, you know,
we're friends.
Yeah. They're like, what would you give each other for Christmas?
Yeah, I remember that.
And Corbyn was quite funny. He said he'd give him Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And
why is that funny?
Scrooge, the story of Christmas
Carol.
Carol.
Christmas
I thought
Carol
you'd sing it.
Not sing a song,
to be too serious, but it's very relevant to us.
Yeah.
So that he'd be visited by 3 dead cunts. Tell him about his past as president
like
of the
Thatcher, fucking, I don't know, some other 2 old Tory cunts.
Thatcher and 2 other Tory cunts.
Yeah. And, Thatcher, Savile, and...
Cameron. Why not?
Cameron. The pig's head.
Or the fucking Tories' future.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Someone robot. Anyway,
probably,
quick robot, flash it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
What was I saying?
Christmas Carol.
Oh yeah, Christmas, and then
Johnson.
Brief point, and then when it was like, oh, he was bumbling, trying to be funny, like, oh, I'd probably give him a pot of jam. And then Corbyn was like, I'm going to remember jam.
Yes, I remember. I did see
likes
that.
it. I bet he bare likes jam.
I did see that.
I bet he loves jam.
I would give him... What was he thinking anyway? I'd give him a pot of jam. I'd give him probably a pot of jam.
Because he was trying to one-up him, and he realised Corbyn's answer was better than anything he was going to say. So
I'd give him a pot of jam. I'd put my own jam. That is
he cooks his own jam. I thought he said he doesn't like jam.
His own jam.
Cooks his own jam. Well,
I don't even like jam.
To be honest,
that's pretty bad.
that would lose him like $1 million.
You know what I mean? Straight, like, off the bat. But, like, you know, get a gift, you know, don't fucking turn it away, man. That's not fair. That's not... I think that could lose him the election, that he rejected Boris Johnson's jam.
Once again,
jam gift.
Maybe it comes back to the whole him being a communist, Stalinist, year 0, extreme, left-wing, murderous villain.
He pickles his own food.
He pickles his own cock bomb.
He can't accept gifts.
He can't accept gifts. He's like, don't worry, I've got a whole basement full of like jams that I've made from the forest in communist England. Yeah.
When he dies, there'll be a museum of his
pickled jams and all that shit.
With him pickled in the middle.
Pickled,
like, you know, they embalm like fucking all the
naked like the day he was born, cockless, like he's been for half his life.
Swarren Javier sends in a question asking, how can we make...
What the fuck was that name?
Swarren Javier.
Swarren. Javier.
Swarren Javier.
Javier's a name.
Swarren
Javier.
He wrote in asking, how can we make absolutely certain that the person we elect as Prime Minister of this fair nation, this great nation, is a survivor? How can we make sure they are a survivor?
Of the Holocaust?
Well, that's what I think. I mean, that's obviously what he means, isn't it? How can we make sure that they have the qualities of a survivor, a leader, a survivor? They survive. They've gone through hard times.
They need to do an episode of Bear Grylls, don't they?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Well, he actually posits that they should do a battle royale type scenario.
What, like a celebrity deathmatch from back in the 90s?
Yes. Or instead of battle royale, they could go on. What was that fucking Pamela Anderson show?
Robot Wars.
Baywatch.
No.
With the little people. And they used to be around Fort Boyard.
She was no.
Pamela
That was
Anderson.
Pamela Anderson.
No, it
wasn't
was the blonde page 3 model
From England.
It was like the budget Pamela Anderson called
It's Melinda Messenger.
Melinda Messenger.
Yeah.
Was she a page 3 model?
That's right.
Yeah,
She was very
man.
famous.
She was cute as hell, man.
And she had a load of little people, and it was like the Crystal Maze, but more extremely extreme. Like you had to fight tigers and
Yeah.
stuff.
That show's weirdly massive in France. If
Really?
you ever bump into French people, we talk about it. Oh my god, Fort Boyard.
Well, it sounds French, doesn't it?
I think it was invented.
It must be
by
French.
somebody,
Melinda Messenger. Melinda Messenger.
yeah.
That
I
show
feel they
was...
might have had a different host.
Hello.
But do you
That
think-
guy did Eurotrash?
Fucking...
Hello.
What, Jean-Paul
No, she-
Gaultier?
Jean-Paul Gaultier
He's like
that was the fashion designer.
Yeah.
But he'd do little guest stints.
Oh,
on
it was...
wasn't he?
You're talking about the guy with the goatee and...
Antoine.
Antoine.
Who was also in the juicy fruit pasta, some sort of sweet advert.
Sweet
Bringing
advert.
it back to the
Do you know what I
90s.
don't
Anyone who's
understand?
born before the year 2000
Yeah,
and not
right.
giving a fuck's going on.
I wish anyone born before the year 1990.
Yeah, for real.
That's when England was great. So they need to make England great again. Whoever we vote in needs to make England great again
More Eurotrash.
by bringing back the Eurotrash.
More...
But we also have to leave Europe.
How are we going to do it? That's the conundrum. You think that's what the Brexit deal's hanging on? Is there like...
Eurotrash reboot.
They're
Channel 4's Eurotrash
yeah,
reboot.
they're like Channel 4 are right in the middle of the discussion. They're like, no, we will not give you Eurotrash.
No!
They're like, we need another season, mate.
Do you think that's
We need another
largely
season.
what contributed to Brexit? Is that, you know, in Eurotrash where they'd have those bits where they'd falsely
Do the advert.
do the voiceover, or
voiceover,
whatever,
yeah.
and they translate it, and it'd be like some naked guy being like, "Yes, I'd like to find duckies." You know,
Yeah.
Who cares? This is my life. Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it'd be more of like a Cockney voice or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
wouldn't it? And then so people actually thought that was real. And he's fucking
That's how I did. That's why we're
dirty.
You sick!
Over there. Dirty.
They talk like shit.
I mean,
Not like us English.
yeah. I mean, I go over there for a steak,
Yeah.
but
Because that's all they're good for.
them
really.
coming over here,
It's fucking it's too much.
RNHS, mate. That's all I'm saying. Wasn't made. It's RNHS.
It's our NHS.
It's not their NHS.
It's not NHS, it's our
NH.
NHS.
But they
It
make
should be
decent...
BNHS.
What does that mean?
It's not very imaginative, just British, isn't it?
British.
British National. Yeah.
British National.
British
Oh, just
National.
BN.
BNS.
Do you know what? Slap a P on there.
BNH.
PMPS, mate.
No, forget the S.
Yes, the British National Party.
It's got a ring to it. Yeah.
Very political. Very political. And we're going to finish off this political segment with a letter. Now, I don't actually normally read out letters, as you know, but this one touched me so much that I thought I'd have to read it out. Let me see, where does it start? Last week was very difficult, and I'm afraid it all got a bit much for me. I had considered suicide before,
Jesus.
head in the oven, drug mismanagement, or uncomfortable wanking accident. But never seriously. I always put it off. Cheer up, I'd say. Next Christmas might not be so lonely. It's an election year. Maybe they'll finally fix broken Britain. I'd have a cup of tea and push the urge deep into the back of my mind. I talked to my family about it, but they all perished in a calamitous ski lift incident. You may have heard of my father, Ambrose Schwein. He's the famous farmer who started the foot and mouth epidemic in 2001.
That's him. I just never knew who it was.
You just love Schwein. So.
As I climbed the stairs to my flat, I felt the urge to go straight to the roof. The decision was firm in my mind. No shame, no pain, just sweet, final relief. I thought I would be scared or remorseful, but actually I felt excited. It was great. I jumped, swallowed some air, and went into freefall. The excitement became too much. I felt a smile grow across my face. More concerning, though, I felt my penis begin to harden. As I fell, it began to swell in my trousers, engorged with blood. I was harder than a dry scone. I had never felt so aroused in my life as I did in that final moment. I had never had such a magnificent erection, and Christ's fat tits, I was excited. My body, made heavy by the extra cock weight, began to turn like a buttered piece of bread.
So he was facing up.
Yeah, he was facing up, but no, his cock weight, yeah, like a buttered piece of toast.
Wow. Gravity was... Yeah.
I was now speeding cock first, at full force into the tarmac. I was sweating and groaning in sexual ecstasy.
Holy shit.
As my wongus slammed into the ground, I came harder than I ever had. Streams of milky spunk shot out of my obliterated penis.
Oh my God.
The shock...
Did you read this before you read it on air? Because
I read the first
I'm
paragraph.
going to bleep all of that out.
The shock had blown it into 1,000 pieces. Okay, to continue.
Please
do.
Doctors said that the stiffness of my flanelle actually managed to void the acceleration of my fall and save my life. They say I'm lucky to be alive, and for the first time in a long time. I agree. I have a new outlook on life. Now, at night, when I'm alone, I think of that fall and rub the void where my masculinity once was. I have a date with a nurse next week. Life has a funny way of turning itself around, doesn't it? Yours sincerely, Stove in Schwein.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, you didn't really need to write that in, you know. You could have...
It's not even a question. What is that?
You needed to tell somebody, obviously.
Get it off his...
Get us off his fucking... Yeah.
His
So could you imagine, though, as he's falling through the air, he's so sexually aroused that as he smashes into the ground, he fucking comes and his cock explodes because it's because the full force
just blew his
cock out.
Yeah.
There's a theme emerging, isn't there, of like today, of cockless things.
Cockless, yeah.
Oh, the cock bomber!
Cock bomber, cockless,
yeah.
cockless Corbyn.
Cockless Corbyn. Well, because he blew off his cock in 98.
I'm getting really worried because that cockless Corbyn is actually kind of catchy.
To be honest,
and it might fucking sweep the nation.
What are we going to do?
Imagine if it fucking sways the whole
Cockless
Corbyn. Because it has so many connotations.
Like a soundbite they would use.
Yeah, it's only two connotations, which is enough for the British public to love it.
It's the kind of connotations that people like to think of him.
One bull, Hitler only had one bull.
So, yeah.
And that stuck. And that stuck.
He still had a cock.
Hey, exactly. People can respect a cock man, but not a cockless man.
No.
Imagine.
So yeah.
So that I mean,
sorry. Wow.
I mean, the exploding. You know what? To be honest, like the idea of such a strong orgasm kind of got me a bit like hot.
Aroused.
Yeah. So I was like, Jesus, I'll never experience like an orgasm that intense.
Yeah. No, I don't think many people will.
Because your cock needs to explode after it, and it's the sacrifice.
It will explode.
Would you sacrifice the best orgasm ever for your dick just completely evaporating?
Not atomized. 1,000 pieces.
I don't know.
Like the house that eats itself.
Yeah.
So a lifetime of orgasms for one orgasm.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, they say heroin's like the best orgasm. Just have a fucking shot of heroin.
Ooh, yeah.
What if you shoot heroin into your cock as you fall off of a building, sweating and crying with joy? Anyway, this week, the film that we went to see, or that I went to see, was Knives Out.
Nice.
No!
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah,
it
with,
is. Sorry.
Craig.
I got mixed up with
Daniel
the time.
Craig?
I got mixed up with the time. Yeah.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. Let me tell you right now, this film, loads of 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
People in the cinema were loving it.
Yeah.
This film is a fucking pile of hot trash. I hated it. I sat there 2 hours. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Only 2 hours.
Only? It felt like a week.
Wait a sec. It's just so people know. What's the premise of the film again?
So Knives Out.
I have no idea what
Knives Out is a film, actually all-star cast. Daniel Craig is a detective, and he goes to this like family home. It's sort of like Clue, and they want to figure out who killed. Yeah, no.
Oh, Clue. Is Clue an actual film?
Cluedo's the board game. Isn't Clue like a play?
Maybe, yeah.
Cluedo.
Cluedo in the dining room with the candles.
I'm a dummy, so I didn't...
No, it is called Cluedo.
Okay.
And he goes there to solve the mystery of who killed their father on his birthday. So it's after the fact. Now, I didn't realise going in, but it's also like meant to be a comedy.
Okay.
Now, so the let me start by saying the point of a whodunit, right, is that you don't know who's done it, so your curiosity is piqued. And you sit there and you watch, and then when you find out who it is, you're like, and all the threads weave back together, and then you're like, that's clever how they did that, and I like the end. Yeah. Now in this film, they tell you who the murderer is and exactly how the person died in the first 20 minutes. And then, so I respect them because obviously they're trying to turn the genre on its head, and it's a director whose name Ryan something, I can't remember his surname. Is it Ryan? Ryan Seacrest directed this film. Love is a beautiful actor, beautiful man,
Pop Idol,
beautiful director.
Sorry,
American Idol. Ryan Seacrest directed this film, wrote and directed, and he did Brick, the Joseph Gordon-Levitt film, other films, and he sort of likes to put genres on their head, I guess. And that's what he's trying to do here.
Subvert.
Whatever. He's trying to subvert the genre by making a film, a whodunit, where you find out who done it in the first 10 minutes, and then you just have to sit for 2 hours while they don't do anything. Because we know who the killer is, but the characters don't know who the killer is.
It's not much.
So then, what's at that point? You're like, well, I'm just sat here watching characters figure out what I already know. And that, to me, takes away any interest.
Did it add anything?
No, that's the funny thing. It didn't actually add... it could have been quite interesting. There's now a gap for them to fill, but they didn't actually add anything to balance the fact that they'd ruined the...
There was no other kind of reveal.
Now, so at the end, there's an inevitable twist. But by that point, I've been sat here for an hour and a half, just like... I don't care.
Let me postulate this.
If I don't care at that point, and then they try and bring it back to the twist, what's the point?
Did you feel superior to the characters in the film?
No.
Because you kind of knew what was going on. You're like, these are all idiots kind of doing their...
No.
He's done the opposite of an M. Night Shyamalan, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Where it's like, you don't know. This one's like,
you do know. But no one else knows.
Yeah, exactly.
He's protesting M. Night Shyamalan films, man.
Maybe that's
it. Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's just like angry beef. It's like, dude, you don't... I'm just going to do the complete
anti-Shyamalan.
Yeah, the anti-Shyamalan.
Anti-Shyamalan sounds like quite a good dance. Everybody do the Shyamalan.
His name does sound like some 80s funk band.
Yeah. Shyamalan.
And Shyamalan. You're thinking of
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan
Actually.
Shyamalan's a band.
So I'll tell you what's good about the film. It's very stylish. The performances are pretty good. All the actors are very good, man. I'll tell you what upset me quite a lot, though. I think this was about 10 minutes into the film, before you know what's actually happened. They tell their first joke, which is a full-on meme. So he's explaining to the police why he's there. He's a world-famous detective, Daniel Craig's character, explaining to the police why he's there, and they're saying it was a clear case of suicide. So everyone believes that it was suicide and that the father's killed himself, but he's there because he believes it's a murder. And he's trying to explain it. And then one of the police is like, this is such weak sauce. Weak sauce, you're covering me in weak sauce. And I'm like, what? Weak sauce is like a Reddit joke.
What is it? I don't know.
Exactly. And then I realised that all the jokes in this film are sort of like they were written on a Reddit thread. Like on a fucking forum.
Do you think they did that? They were like
trying to appeal to those people.
They would like open up a thread and they were like, look, we're making a film, like high budget film. Can you everyone just give jokes?
And you know when you read a thread on a website, some of those jokes are gonna make you laugh.
Yeah. So they're thinking there's a hit and miss ratio and it's going to be a high hit ratio.
But then do they have some really weird, extreme, troll, kind of, fascist, hating woman stuff?
Loads.
Dude. Really? They actually do?
Loads.
Really?
This might be a Reddit written film.
It's a Reddit. It's the world's first Reddit written film.
That's amazing.
They have this whole thing about how some of the characters love Trump, and some of the characters hate Trump, and they fucking lampoon both of them. And then they have one guy who's like an alt-right kid, and him and his cousin, and he starts calling her an SJW. She starts calling him alt-right.
Sarah Jessica
Walker. No, it means social justice warrior.
Oh, right, okay.
And you're just like, come on.
Wow.
These are literally Reddit memes. And what you're going to do is, in 2 years' time, when all of this internet humour is onto something new, your film is going to be completely dated. Totally dated.
But they got your money, mate.
They
got your money. They got your money for the
thought
box
that
office.
Don Folasko pays for my cinema ticket, so I keep coming back on his show, dude.
Well, Don, man, you need to fucking...
I want to meet this Don one day, guys.
He's a fucking scary character.
He's overarching. He's like the king.
I felt like saying something to him right there.
See him.
I felt like saying something to him via the camera, but
Go on.
no, God,
We love you.
You're my dad.
You are my dad.
Do I have to like can I pledge some sort of? Do I have to kiss his feet or something?
Only the first time you met him.
Okay. Well, do you have to do other shit?
You know when Jesus washes that guy's feet in the Bible?
I'm aware of it.
That's what he likes everyone who meets him to do.
Like properly wash his
feet.
like a little mini bath.
Yeah. This news is a lot less funny, but there's a epidemic in the world. What sex traffickers do is they tattoo the prostitutes. They're like the pimps will brand them. Yeah, basically. And this one girl, she had who the basis of the story was about.
Can I stop you, Ben? This is hilarious.
Love.
Too funny.
It says it said on her back, "Love is loyalty."
That's the brand?
Yeah, love is loyalty. So she had to be loyal to her pimp. And then on some of his posts, he would have "love is royalty." And I think that must have just hit me like, maybe that's better. Is that better? Love is royalty or love is loyalty? Which one's better? And I think he started with love is loyalty, but he's like, nah, I'm royalty now. I'm royalty. And so this pimp decided that love is royalty is better than love.
What he probably did is he named like 5 of them royalty and then went back to
royalty.
That's
what I think. That's what I think.
It was better before. Saw one of them walk away naked and was like, nah, it's not
it
right.
Doesn't pop.
It's not right. The next one will get loyal. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. Imagine being a pimp, man.
Sex trafficking as well. Talking on news. Guess what?
Go on.
Shock alert. Spoiler alert.
Corbyn?
No.
Pimp?
Corbyn is a pimp.
The royal family are involved in pedo shit.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. I know.
Yeah.
Never would have.
Did you know that? Did you never know that?
Never would have guessed.
Because I would have thought that was quite common knowledge.
I know, right? I would have thought like that's fucking part of their fucking institution.
That's the remit, isn't it?
We're getting taken down after that.
There's literally algorithms just trying to see that peak in the
yeah,
fucking sound
exactly.
waves. Royal family.
Pedo royal family.
One of the next sketches I'm writing is actually the prince and the pedo.
Is it gonna be a pantomime?
It's no, you know the story of the princess and the pea.
Gotta be a pantomime.
The story of the princess and the pea.
Princess and the pea.
So
you got the pedo under the
That's
What's
beautiful.
that? I can't sleep.
I can't sleep. There's a pedo under the mattress.
Something a bit lumpy.
It's no, what it was. Yeah, well, pretty much. Randy Andy, the goddamn Prince of England. I don't even sweat. I don't have sweat glands.
Oh, dude.
Hazan, do you know what he was doing the night he was meant to be molesting a young girl?
No, what was he doing?
Eating pizza. He couldn't have been. He couldn't have been. He was having a pizza.
He can't remember the girl that he's in the picture of having his hands around.
Yeah.
But he can remember 20 years ago the exact time and the exact place that he ate an American hot in a pizza.
But I don't know, the American hot.
Well, that's I'm embellishing it.
Imagine the first time you had a Valenciano, baby.
I'm trying to make it more slanderous, you know what I mean? I'm trying to, I'm insinuating through his
I like
pizza.
that. I like the American hot as well,
Yeah,
because, Jeffrey Epstein, hot American man, giving people out the sex traffic.
Exactly.
Boom, you just got sex trafficked. Pow, pow, pow. So you want to get sex trafficked? I'll run you down in my sex car.
Come to my sex island.
Sex dungeon, baby. No. Sorry. Yeah. We should send an apology to the victims for that.
We're standing up for the victims.
Yeah.
Fuck the royal family. Man.
The royal family.
I know everyone's very coy. I'm sorry, everyone, if you like the royal family.
If you like the royal family.
But they're a bunch of inbred cunts.
Ooh.
I'm sorry for my
And if
phone.
you like the royal family, you're probably a Harry Potter loving idiot anyway.
Then you realise, like, everyone who's like a few years younger than us,
So
just like 2-3 years younger than us, loves Harry Potter.
I know. I didn't even know how to read when I was
They
young.
probably love the royal family too.
Quite
man.
one and the same.
Yeah,
So
man.
I'm sorry for fucking your lot's viewership in 10 seconds.
No, well,
that's
you know.
fine. The royal family are a
Not
funny
much.
bunch, aren't they?
Not much anyway.
Do you know the problem with magic is?
Mm.
It's that's cack. It ruins things.
Well, I mean, what are you just a materialistic man that cares about what is in the real world?
I would rather Harry Potter paid people to fly in places with material gain than doing it with a magic wand. He contributes nothing.
Like what's that Richard Pryor film?
Scrounger.
What's that Richard Pryor film where he gets a lot of money?
Brewster's Millions.
Like Bruce's Millions.
What do you mean? What?
'Cause,
How
like-
is that in any way like Brewster's
Because
Millions?
doesn't he just pay people to do all types
Brewster's
of shit?
Millions, Richard Pryor inherits $30 million, has to spend it in 30 days to then inherit $300 million. Harry Potter is a child who lives under his sink and goes to magic school.
Yeah.
The words you use to describe the film aren't even the same words.
But I mean, if Harry Potter's paying people, it's like Bruce's Millions.
Yes, or like everyone.
And what do you mean? Like he's paying for an actual jet, or you're literally paying for humans to hold him up in the sky? And like,
Either way, as long as he's contributing to the economy.
Yeah, true.
Who's paying for his school? He got a fucking scholarship.
Yeah, that's
true,
he went to
man.
Eton
he
on a
has to do-
scholarship.
the eating of magic.
Mum and Dad, the Eton of Magic.
Got to fucking be on the main.
What they don't talk
Quidditch
about
team.
is what goes on behind the scenes in these schools. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine they do an expose. Gandalf.
What? Hello.
No, wait. Is
Gang.
No, I mean,
Ralph.
Is that another film?
That's another film.
Same.
Is it not?
I think it was the same
That's
actor for one film.
No, I
I think they did it.
What's his name?
Gang Ralph.
Tiddlebolt. What's his name?
Tybalt.
Tiddybolt. What's his name?
Tittybolt.
Dumbledore.
Harry.
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
We could do.
And Snape.
I mean, like that's just waiting to happen. An expose. Give it another 5 years, I think, and then an expose on what really went down
Really
in
Hogwarts.
Hogwarts, man.
in those bunks.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, everyone talks about the good side of the ones, you know what I mean? But
Not the bad.
So Knives Out.
Go see it.
I would say don't see it. I came up with a good soundbite for it yesterday. It's an intelligent film for mindless idiots. I'm a fucking film critic,
I love
baby.
it.
I would put that
I would put that on the poster because I hated it. I fucking hate it.
I think it sounds a bit too much like they're trying to throw in a lot of modern references and
A lot of modern references, and then they have this whole political message at the end, which is fine, but it's pretty weak political message. They're like
political
talking about
political message in a whodunit.
yeah,
That's weird.
like
Usually the message is just whodunit.
Do you know which whodunit had a political message? The one we learned in year 9. What is that?
Oh shit!
A Stranger Calls.
No, Inspector Calls.
Inspector Calls.
That did have a very big political message in it, actually.
I don't think I ever did that.
That's fucking great.
Inspector Calls.
Great
We would
play,
have been in
man.
the same club. No, we were in a different.
It was a great
We
play.
would, at this point, we would have been in different classes. But Inspector Calls was an inspector goes to a family where a servant has been killed, and she turns out she was being mistreated by all the people in the household. And he was like, if you keep mistreating poor people, we're going to have an awful war.
Right.
And they had 2 awful wars. Because it was written after both World Wars, but set before the First World
Yeah,
War.
but I think at some
And
point...
a lot of people were mistreated.
A lot. A lot.
Laura, as Cilla Black would say.
A
So-
lot.
Laura people.
Yeah. Should we name every person that was mistreated in the
Yeah.
wars?
Starting
Can we
with
find
A.
a list?
So we go here.
Right,
Aaron,
Aaron. A.
Aaron,
Aaron.
Smith.
B. Aaron B. A.
P.
Aaron B. B. A. Oh, anyway.
How many Aarons have died in the wars that have been caused by the mistreatment of poor
Do you
people?
know? I don't think that many.
Countless Aarons.
I don't think Aarons don't sound like fighters to me.
Aarons are weak.
Aarons sound like capitulators. You know what I'm saying? I reckon they would have.
They're all
fucking-
survived. They all
Yeah.
You wouldn't
fucking
trust-
Yeah,
Aarons.
they were the fuckers that were hanging around here, fucking all the housewives, whilst everyone else was off for work. You know what I mean?
That's where they get the Aaron fucker from. I don't know.
Fucking the milkman.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Thanks very much for another great episode.
Oh wow, guys!
Golf clap.
Gone by so briefly.
I know it was too quick, but you know we've done a lot this week. We already released an episode earlier in the week about Arsenal.
Oh yeah.
So if you're a fan, watch it. If you're not a fan, sorry.
Let us know what you thought about the Arsenal episode in the comments for that one.
Not this
one.
one.
Not this one.
'Cause
We'll be long dead by then.
Yeah, and we don't want a thumbs down on this one.
Thumbs up, baby.
We want them.
If you want us to read out your questions live on air, please leave them either in the comments or email us at don.folasco@gmail.com, or you can tweet them to us at
Don
Folasco. We finally got SoundCloud, baby. So you can listen to us on SoundCloud if you don't have time to watch videos. And let's face it, who has time to watch videos? Watching videos is like poison for your eyes. But listening to lovely podcasts is like a blanket for your brain. It's
Exactly.
just getting little kisses in your head.
Exactly.
On the inside of your head.
It's beautiful.
Also, goodbye.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Absolutely.
while he's here, let's talk about Jack's. Jack, you also have a SoundCloud, don't you?
Oh shit, yeah.
Funny you mentioned that, man.
Yeah. Jack's not only a political analyst, he's a music man.
I make music and stuff sometimes if I feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack B. Fox on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
I've just finally put some stuff out.
Yeah.
There'll be constant stuff coming out more over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Point of the
It's all sorts of weird shit. Check it out.
Check it out.
Hey.
For sure, check it out.
I better follow you. You better follow me, man.
We're gonna follow one another.
And you better follow us.
It's the blind leading the
The
blind.
blind. You know, it's the one-eyed man in the kingdom of the blind. You know what I'm saying?
It is not to lie. I have listened to it, and it is fucking. It's top notch.
Stop it.
It's top notch.
I haven't listened
What's
to
your
this.
favorite? What's your favorite song? What's your favorite song?
Happy Birthday.
What's your second favorite song?
Not even that's a throwback. That is a throwback.
Happy Birthday is a great song. Listen to Happy Birthday. We'll fucking put it in the We'll pin it in the comments or put it in the description. Listen to Happy Birthday if it's your birthday. If it's not, then happy.
Oh, can I just say, by the
Yeah.
way, I love your vortex wormhole to another dimension thing. Like, can you get sucked in? Can I go?
Oh
like,
yeah, you can fully
Can I
like.
go
walk in.
like if I just if I go, will it like will I get
Sucked off.
Yeah.
atomized?
Jack, go.
He was too good.
He was saying you fucking ruined the wormhole.
So,
I thought you were gone, man.
yeah, that's alright. I'm fine.
Bye.
I'm fine.
Bye.